Alright, yeah, we're gonna do a quick beat. I just put my brows on. I used the NYX chocolate brown eyebrow stylist, and lashes are already on. We're gonna go ahead and clean the brows up and then move to the makeup. And hey, again, I'm sorry. Thanks for coming. This is Chrissy Love. Hang on, guys. Let me see. Okay, there we go. Alright. Can't really talk when I'm doing my brows, y'all. I'm getting ready to go out with some friends. Just something casual. I mean, it is Saturday night, but I don't really do a whole lot of dressing up. I just throw on, I'm in Houston, y'all. It's hot out here. So you don't want to throw nothing too heavy. And then what I use under my brow, I just take and put over my eyelid, for a base, just in case I decide to do shadow, which I'm not doing any shadow today. I'll probably just use my bronzer. But see, that's how I clean that up. And I use the, what is this? This is old school, y'all. I'm gonna just use this real quick. I really don't feel like going, but I don't want to disappoint her because she been asked me to hang out with her for a minute. And the wig I'm wearing is from Ashley Mary. I'll take it off and let you guys see it. I'm just gonna, I got it in braids. I'm just gonna bump it a little bit. All right, so we gotta do this other brow, y'all. I'm sorry if y'all can't see what I'm doing, but I'm just going under my brow just to clean it up. And this is a flat brush. It's very precise. All right, and then again, just take whatever's left on the brush, gently, you know, massage it down your eye with the brush. Just so if you decide that you want to do shadow, you can just use that. And then I usually just go up the middle just to make sure everything is cohesive. And then I'll go back under it again. And y'all, I did my nails today. Y'all like my nails? I did these myself. These are press-ons. I just didn't feel like going to the nail shop. All right, and I'm just fine-tuning now. You guys, you can skip this part if you don't want to do your brows. And then, yeah. So that's the brows. I'm gonna go ahead and do the top. I'm gonna take a little bit more of this concealer. And I'm just using the concealer to do that. I mean, you can use whatever you want. It doesn't matter, you know, it's your preference. And then just go over the top of the brow. Just try not to, make sure whatever concealer you use, it's not too light, because you don't want a halo brow. You want it to be as close to your skin tone as possible. And so, yeah, and that's it. Let's see. And, yeah. And then I just kind of, you know, blend it in. Just blending it in. And you can see it's you know, it's really my skin tone. And if you see any lines, just blend them down. But yeah, so that's that. So we're gonna do the other brow. I don't want this video to be too long. Trying to make it a few minutes. Y'all can't see what I'm wearing, but so yeah, hopefully I'll let y'all see in a minute. Let me do this real quick. I can't really talk while I'm doing this, and I apologize for the mirror being in the way. I have to be up close with that. Because you want your brows to be as close as possible. They're not going to be sisters. They may be cousins, but you don't want them to look too off. So this is the part of your makeup routine that you really want to take your time and do. You don't want to be looking like one of your brows is going up and one is going down, or one is too thick or too thin. Just take your time with it. You know, again, makeup is whatever you choose to do. There's no rules to makeup. Sorry, y'all. A little odd angle. All right, and I think I'm okay with that. Let me see. This one is... Let's see. All right. And I just kind of blend that concealer in so it'll look a little natural there. You know, you don't want to have a harsh look. Okay, so, all right, guys, so that's brows. So we're going to move on to the next part of the routine. Now, what you want to do, you want to blend that down. You don't want to have a harsh line there. You know, you want to just make it look natural. I mean, it's makeup. Everyone knows it's makeup, but You don't need a harsh line sitting there under your eyes where you done cleaned them up. Okay, so that's perfect. So I'm gonna use a moisturizer. This is the Laneige. I got this as a sample from Sephora. You guys can see it. Okay, I'm gonna just put a little of that on because it's really a little warm. And I don't want my makeup to start sliding, which it won't. But I do need to put on a moisturizer, and you should always moisturize. I usually have my skin routine is about an hour long, but I did it earlier. I just washed my face again just to go out. But normally I have a skin routine. It's about an hour. I have a couple of products that I always use. And just bring it down your neck, okay? And that's it. It's just moisturizing your skin and your face. And then I don't usually use primer, but I do have a primer. I have a few. I don't need suntan lotion because it's evening now here. So you can use whatever primer you choose. I'm gonna just use this NYX Plump It Up. All right, I'll just put a little of that there and a little of that there because I don't know. I think I'm just gonna put on a skin tip, but we can still use primer with skin tints. Skin tints, I know it's a very thin application, but you know, you still could use primer because it'll move around a little bit. All right, so that's it. We're gonna let that sit in for a minute and get a little tacky. And while we do that, we'll figure out which makeup we're gonna use. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this. So I got my hair in braids because I was originally gonna just use the pressing comb and flatten that out and just wear the hair wavy, but I'm gonna put a quick bump in it. I got a little time. I think I got like 20 or 30 minutes. I wanted to be at the place by 8:30, so yeah. All right, so let's figure out what makeup we're gonna use. So me, I don't usually wear a lot of makeup and I don't have a lot out. Hang on guys, just trying to fix my lash. All right, so what we gonna use, I'm gonna go ahead and use the MAC Skin Tint. And this is in the color medium 4. Okay. All right, I'm gonna just put a little on my hand and apply it. I'm not gonna do too much. Just a drop, and that's more than a drop. But, and then, let's see here, which brush we wanna use. All right, I'm gonna use this brush. This is by e.l.f. It's an airbrush blender, and it's the white. It's the clear see-through one. And we'll just use a little of that and go ahead and apply. And you don't need much. Well, I guess depending on the coverage you want. I really don't want a lot of coverage. And it looks a little light based on my lighting, but I gotta figure out the perfect setting, the perfect lighting. Don't put any under your eyes because if you're gonna wear concealer, you don't want to put any under your eye because you don't want your under eye to cake up. Too much product under that eye area because that eye is the thinnest area. The skin is the thinnest on the body there. So for me, I don't really look. Yeah, I'm gonna take this off. All right, so I don't want it to get on my lace though. The eye area is the thinnest area on the body, so you really don't want to put too much makeup on that. That's what I was trying to say, y'all, sorry. And so yeah, go in between. You try to pinch your brush. This one is a little thicker than what I usually use. And try to go in between your brows. All right, and get your nose. All right, so this looks good. Just pounding it in so it can go absorb in, not dragging it, because I don't want to lift the primer. When you drag it, it'll kind of swipe. When you swipe, it kind of moves the makeup, and you don't want to move your makeup. You can swipe your neck, but I don't even do that. And so yeah, Okay. So that's okay. Just blending all the lines out, not trying to go over my eyes. All right, so we're gonna use a product. It's Sarah Creo. She's this is really close to my skin color. So this is just to kind of like a corrector. I'm just gonna use this to kind of correct like the dark circles, and then I'll use a lighter concealer. You know what? We'll do the MAC and the Sarah Creo. Okay, so let's do the Sarah Creo first. Just a little dot. We don't want to go too heavy with this. Just a little dot. 3 dots for me. Okay, and that's that. I'm not even gonna put none of this on my nose because this is like my skin color. So it's for coverage. It's not for highlighter, contour, for correcting. All right, so let's go ahead and blend that in, and you'll see what I mean when I finish blending. And she really specializes in products for skin 30s, 40s, and 50s year old women or men. And yeah, has really great ingredients. I don't have time to read the ingredients, but she puts really great ingredients in her product, you see? And that's that. So we're gonna go in now with the MAC. And it's a little lighter, and I'm gonna use this for highlight. Okay, and I'm only really doing 3 dots. I'm being generous, and then we'll go down the center of our nose. Okay. And I'll put a little up here. Just a little. And a little here. Okay. And just a couple of dots right here to cover my little mustache I need to shave. All right, so we're gonna let that sit, y'all. And I really don't have time. I usually let it sit for a few minutes, but I don't have time because I need to be getting out of here. All right, so we're gonna blend that down with a sponge, a damp sponge. Give me a second, guys, and we're just about done. I'm gonna just do this nose and eye contour, and then I'm gonna go into my bronzer, and that's it. I'm not really gonna do too much today. I'll do a more in-depth video of a fuller beat, but I just wanted to kind of keep it natural. So we're gonna go ahead and make sure your sponge is not too damp. Make sure you wring it really good. You know, you just want it to be moist for the blend. You're not trying to wash your face or anything like that. Okay, and just blend it in. All right, and then we'll go ahead and hit the nose. I'm sorry, I'm looking this way because my mirror is over here. We'll go ahead and hit the nose. All right, and then we'll do the forehead. Go ahead and get that in. In between the eyebrows, down the nose. All right, and we just contouring a little bit. I don't have to do too much, okay? And that's that. Now we're gonna do the eyes, okay? Tap gently. You don't want to tap too hard on your eye. Again, that's the most sensitive area on your face, and the skin is the thinnest there, so you want to be gentle there. All right, and that's that, and we'll do the other eye. Sorry, y'all, if I occasionally look the other way. It's because I'm looking in the mirror. And it's just a matter of blending. Just blend, making sure all your makeup is cohesive. There are no lines, no lines of demarcation. And then you can just go over this. Sometimes it'll be a little extra concealer there, and that's that. All right, so now our next step is to contour. And I'm gonna contour. I'm gonna use this, let's see. This is the Westman Atelier, and it's in Truffle. Can you guys, wait a minute, I'm sorry. Can you guys see that? Okay. And I'm just going to go over my nose. And this is a very light contour. Okay, just go over your nose, up your eye, okay? Very light, because you don't want your nose contour to start looking all weird, so. And then I'll put a little here, because I don't want a heavy contour. And I'm above my ear. Most people put it like right at their ear, right there where that bone is. I'm going above it, because that'll leave me room for error. Like, if I add too much contour, I can always correct it if it's up higher. If it's down low and it's too much, it'll drag my face down. And I'm using this specifically for a lift. Okay, so you just be careful of how you apply that. And this is a very light contour, if you guys can see, but it's how I want it. I like it light. I'm gonna go over it with some powder anyway. Again, anything that you apply, any cream that you apply, you have to put powder on it. So I'm just going to use this e.l.f. contour brush. And I'm just going to start with my nose. Sorry, y'all, that's upside down. And I'm going to go ahead and blend that in. Just slightly blend it in. And then what I put on my nose up here, I'm blending that into my brow. And you can just take it straight up. And then remember I told you why I was blending that concealer down is because I'm going to take that contour over. And I'm going to blend it over my eyes. So that concealer is going to make that contour stand out a little bit more versus it being, I'm just putting it on my regular skin. And that's how you save your product as well. So I'll just remember, when you put contour on, it's all about how you apply it. Sometimes you can do your contour without using a concealer. You can just contour. But when you do your brows, you know we have a tendency of using a little bit more concealer than we need. You can just apply it to your eye and then put your makeup on top of it. That way you don't have to use a makeup base, you know, like the P. Louise eyeshadow base. Yeah, if you have a little extra concealer left, just use that. All right, and then we're just going in. I'm just contouring the Westman Atelier. I'm not contouring, guys. I'm blending it out. My apologies. And just blending it out. And see, as you see what I was saying, like, it's up high, higher than my cheekbone. So now I can bring it down without worrying about it dragging my face down too much. And if you can see, the contour is very nice. It's right above the line where I want it to be. Sometimes, one time I had actually put it down a little lower than what I wanted to. And the contour, for some reason, started just going down, down, down. So I learned my lesson by that. And I never put it right where the jawline is, where you would normally put it. I always put it above it just to avoid that making my face look longer. I want to lift, so I want to lift. I want everything up. All right, so we're all set with the contour, guys, and I'm pretty satisfied with that. If you can see, you see, and it looked like it might have got on my lace, y'all, but it is what it is. I'll clean it. I just have to clean it. I ain't gonna worry about it. And just make sure you don't have any lines of demarcation. Make sure everything looks cohesive. Yeah, and then, you know, you don't have to contour this light. I do because I don't like a heavy contour. I love wearing makeup. Don't get me wrong. I know the point of wearing makeup is so it can show. But I like to wear my makeup natural. And I'm just trying to really enhance my own beauty. I'm not trying to add anything extra. So if you guys can see, that's the contour. So we're all set now. The base is eating, okay? I'm satisfied with that. So what we're gonna do next, we're gonna go ahead and powder our eyes. So I usually use the Kosas. So this is what I use, guys. This is the Kosas Buttery. Okay? And I use that before I use my loose powder. And this is a pressed powder. You see? Okay, so we're going to use that, but what you want to do before you use your pressed powder, you want to go under your eyes and be sure that you don't have any creases, because once you set those, they're set. And we don't want to set no creases, okay? And then I'm going to go in with the brush. I got this brush off of Amazon years ago. I don't know where I got it. I don't even know the vendor anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on the brush. Tap, tap, tap. And go gentle under your eye, okay? Tap, tap, tap. All right, other eye. Tap, tap, tap. And always be sure, before you put your powder on, that you are not setting creases, okay? We don't want to set creases. And you put the powder, the Kosas setting powder, yeah. You put that on all the places you did your highlight, right? Remember we did a little up here above the brows? So we want to just go ahead and I go over my eyebrows too, because sometimes they can look a little oily. And you just kind of tap, tap, tap. Okay, so I'm okay with that. If you guys can see, the skin is skinning. Okay, everything looks cohesive. All right, my apologies. Now we're gonna go in with the Kosas. This is the loose Kosas powder. And it's buttery, it's the same. All right, and I like Kosas because it's light, it's not too heavy. And we're gonna use a sponge for that one. And give me a second. All right. And I'm not using much, because you don't want to be using too many powders. And see? Just go over that, and that's that. Okay. And this is a really nice powder, guys. It's really underrated. They don't really talk about it much. And I'm going to fold my little sponge here, and I'm just going to go over my nose contour. Okay? And I don't bake. This is the only part of my face that I do bake is my nose. That concealer that I put there. Let's do a little bit more. Sorry, guys. I'm looking in this other mirror. All right, so we're going to let that sit for a little bit, and we're going to go into... I'm satisfied with the powder. All right? And you can use your brush, because it's the same powder, and go over the eye with... Because of that last powder you put in, you want to be sure that nothing is sitting there on top of your skin. All right, so that's that. So now we're going to go in. We're going to get another brush. We're going to go in with the blush. Not the blush, I'm sorry, guys. The contour. Right? Remember we put liquid there, the Westman Atelier. So we're going to go in with the Caramel Cutie by Fenty. Okay? And we'll just put a little on top of that Westman Atelier. Because again, anytime you put liquid, you want to put a cream on top of it. Okay? Anytime you use a liquid, cream, liquid cream, anything that's a little moist, or it's a cream application, liquid application, you always want to put powder on it. You see? And you still can see the contour. It's very nice. Okay? Don't want to overdo it, right? You can wear the makeup, but you want to try to make the makeup look as natural as possible. And that's me. I like to look natural. And then I'm going to take a little under here, guys. You can go a little heavy under here to contour this double chin. I'm in the gym, y'all. I'm in the gym. Okay. You see how that chiseled my jawline? And it's just illusion. It's an illusion. Makeup is an illusion. And then you're going to take a little of that and you want to go over your nose contour, right? Squeeze the brush. You don't have to use a lot, but depending on, and bring it into your eyebrows and then go over the cream you set under your eyes for shadow. Depending on how you want your nose contour to look, you don't have to go too heavy with it. I usually don't. Yeah, and we're good. So I'm good with that. So now I got one more bronzer I'm going to go use. And it's kind of sparkly. And it is by Makeup Revolution, guys. I'm sorry. It's this. It's just by Makeup Revolution. I don't even want to show it because I broke it traveling. And just put it on the top of your cheeks. Because I'm not wearing blush, I'll just take it over this. So I like my forehead to shine. And it kind of makes me look bronzy. If you can see, the bronze is coming in. Yeah, so that's what I like. And then, again, pinch your brush and take a little over your nose to define your nose contour, okay? You can go over your eyes. All right. And that's that. So we're done. We're all set. I'm not going to do anything much more than that. Go over this cheek contour. And I'm satisfied with that. So everything is done and applied the way I like it. So I think we're good. Sorry guys, I'm looking in this mirror because this is not the mirror that's in front of the camera is not really doing justice. Okay, so that's that. I'm pretty satisfied with that. All right, and let's see here. We'll go ahead and wipe off the powder on the nose. Remember we put that on there? So let's wipe that off and blend the contour in as well, making everything look cohesive. Again, you don't want things to look too harsh, and that's, yeah, I'm okay with that. Okay, I'm just gonna put on a lip gloss, and this lip gloss is going to be, this is Charlotte Tilbury. It came in a set, okay? And if you can see the color, okay? I'm not doing much on the lips. I'm not even using a lip liner. I'm just gonna put the lip gloss on, and that's it. I don't really want a lip liner. Because I don't know. And that's it. I know that's kind of plain. We'll go in with the Revolution. Okay, and that's the color. Is it upside down? Yeah, let's go ahead and put a little of that on. And then you know what? I think I am gonna go with a little lip liner, y'all. Give me a second. Hold on, y'all. Be right back. All right, I'm back. So we're gonna go in with this lip liner. It's by NYX. That's the color, if you can see it. Brown. All right, we're gonna go over our lips with that. Okay. And that's pretty good. I like that. We're gonna overline just a little bit more. All right, so that's it. That's the look, guys. Thank you for watching. And oh, sorry. So I'm gonna put my headband back on because I want to spray, and I am going to be. Let's go, because I don't want to spray my lace and it lifts. But this is basically the look. I'm gonna use a little LYS. It looks blue because I added some solution in there. Okay. And we're gonna let that absorb for a few seconds. Yeah, so that's the look, guys. I'm gonna take my hair down in a little bit and I'm gonna curl it, but I don't want this video to go past 30 minutes, so I'm gonna do that off camera, but you guys kind of get the idea. And then just taking your spun and blending that in so it won't just be sitting on your face, okay? And that's that. Then we're gonna go in with the Tear. And this is more of a matte. The LYS is hydrating. This Tear is matte. I'm gonna put that on real quick. Okay, and that's it. All right, guys, this is the finished look. I do apologize I couldn't do my hair, but on camera with you guys. I just don't have time. And yeah. All right. So, you guys don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and tell me what you think about the look. I think it's pretty natural. Yeah. Bye.